Hi, Misha here, and as promised, we're out finally shooting Springfield's Hellion. They really should have named this VHS-2 or, I don't know, Betamax. Bullpup, 5.56, 223. Already had kind of a preview video out, and of course, lots of other channels have done great videos on this, but this will be our take. We'll try it out with a few different types of ammo, a couple of different types of mags. Just see how it does at the range. One thing to point out, put an HK G36 UMP sling on it. It actually fits on the hooks perfectly. I also replaced the gunfighter grip it originally came with one recommended by a couple of YouTube commenters, the Nox grip here. Both for maybe a little better shooting comfort and to a little bit more closely resemble the military VHS-2 grip. We'll see. I will say I think it worked because after I put it on one day, someone came in the place and said, "Oh, that looks like an XD grip." Of course, XD being made by HS product, same as this. Well, Springfield and HS product. But with that, let's run some rounds through this and see how it does.
Alright.
Good here?
Yep.
Alrighty. Very first shots out of the Hellion. She held open.
Brass down my shirt.
Hellion, second mag with a mag pull. She held open.
Yeah, looks good.
Here at the table for a bit of commentary. I don't know, I just thought a mag pull 20 round mag would be kind of a neat fit for this gun. I think 20 rounders look good in a lot of bullpups. Plus they hold exactly one box of ammo. And no problems at all. The first few round mags we put through it, no problems. This pistol grip is quite comfortable for what it is. That ringing noise you might have heard is the prong flash hider. It's not as prongy as some, but not as dampened as, say, the Bren 2. The HK sling works well on this. Just a simple little red dot. But yeah, the first few mags for me went well. So let's hand it over and let J-Ro give it a go. Now we'll let J-Ro give the Hellion a go.
Good hold open on that one.
He ran a few mags through it without incident and seemed to like it well enough. I think he liked the forearm and general placement of the grip. He is not completely sold on the trigger. To me, it's average. If you're talking bullpup triggers, if you were going to split them into halves, the bottom half and the top half, it would be in the top, although towards the bottom of the top. So, some better, some not as nice, but overall, not bad at all, frankly, for a military type trigger. I will say the safety. Now, of course, on the VHS-1, it was more of a FAMAS style, so for the 2, they put it up here. It can be a little unusual to get to. It's okay, though. The iron sights are quite well done. They're not afterthoughts. They're quite low profile. The front has a hood. It is click adjustable for windage, for elevation. And it locks in the down position quite well. The rear has 8 range settings, presumably 100 to 800 meters, adjusting this wheel. And of course it has a windage knob too. Even though they're designed as backup sights, they actually do very well. Again, this really does remind me of a G36 rail system. Port door, all that. Now one thing, there is this adjustable length stock, which does give quite a long length of pull when it's fully out. However, to me that seems kind of an invitation to fire it like a big pistol, kind of single-handed. So, yeah, let's give that a go.
Let's try the Hellion single-handed.
What you think?
It's like a big pistol that way. Kind of makes the extendable stock a little more understandable to grab it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I liked about it the first time I picked it up was I like where the pistol grip is located up front.
Yeah.
It's just really ergonomically comfortable that way.
So, you know, in a pinch, in a certain situation when you only have one free hand, that might be an option. So far we've been firing it with brass case ammo. When we did the recent video on the Tavor SAR, it choked with Russian Silver Bear and had a few boxes of that stuff left. So let's try it here in the Hellion. Still don't like that name.
You gonna try the steel casing in it?
Yeah, we're gonna see if this Silver Bear will choke it like it did the Tavor. Oh, it's barely trickling out. It is working.
Wow. No problems.
And while the Silver Bear wasn't ejecting with a huge amount of authority, even kind of trickling out, no problems. It even held open on the last round. So it did cycle, although kind of weak. That is on the standard gas setting. If you were to put it on the adverse, it would give a little more gas to the system. I will say that this has very pleasant felt recoil. It does not feel what people consider to be overgassed or anything like that. The gun is not lightweight, but not the heaviest in the world. So far, so good. We're really haven't had any issues at all, minor or otherwise. So with that, let's keep on shooting. That's kind of the whole point of this video. The first video I did was more on the history and mechanics, so this is just more about impressions and how it does at the range.
Gyro again with the Hellion.
Shorten that up just a little bit. Hold open on that.
As we continued to shoot it, we noticed that it stayed remarkably cool. This handguard is well ventilated. Of course, it's M-LOK compatible. And it allows a lot of airflow for the barrel. Pull it off here. I like how modular it is too. It definitely reminds me of an HK style forearm. How it just comes off. And theoretically, anyone can make simple handguards to go on, just held in with this captive pin here. When I pulled the handguard off after shooting, of course the barrel here was warm, but this, you're not going to touch it accidentally. But out past the gas block, the barrel, although not a whole lot of it sticks out to be fair with you, really cools off very quickly, and this prong flash hider doesn't really heat it up at all. But the whole gun stayed cool. We didn't notice any kind of heat spots, hot spots back here. So it seems to be quite well insulated, ventilated, what have you. I didn't notice any trouble using the handle. I think we talked about this in the first video, but this is indeed a forward assist where you can lock the non-reciprocating carrier, the handle to the carrier. The whole thing comes apart very easily. I'm sure you've seen disassembly videos. Of course, the barrel is not quick removable, unlike an AUG. The trigger guard is part of the frame. The pistol grip's removable with the standard AR-15 style look, but obviously the mag well is modular too. Again, using a push pin here. Of course, this thing's going the other direction, but you get the idea. And it just hinges out, so theoretically, if you did find the G36 style mag well, you could put it on. Now, unfortunately, because of the way the pistol grip is, this is different from the VHS-2, but there's no reason someone could not make an AR-15 compatible grip that looks like a VHS-2 grip. And we did continue to shoot it throughout the day. But the truth is, we had 0 failures. No failures to feed, no light strikes, no stovepipes. We did not even have a failure to have the bolt hold back on the last round. And haven't noticed any bizarre, weird wear yet, but it's still early days. There's just a few hundred rounds through it. But so far, so good. And this was the primary reason we wanted to go to the range, was to get some rounds through one of these. It's new, people are curious about it, but honestly, more importantly, we were just curious about it, frankly. Handguard fit's actually quite very tight. So let me know what you think. Have you fired one? If so, what do you think? How's everyone else kind of finding the reliability? So far, it's excellent for us, especially considering it's a Bullpup. But then again, it's a military-grade Bullpup. But let's finish off the day at the range.
Hellion. Alrighty.
It's been running clean as a whistle all day.
As indeed. Well, as you saw, it was boringly reliable, even with steel case. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. It's actually pleasant weather. Finally got to come out. Not a whole lot more to add, frankly. So far, so good. But we'll bring it out again in the future, I'm sure. As always, if you could, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to help support the channel, you can check out the link to the Patreon page in the description below. Again, greatly appreciate you tuning in. And if you're interested more in the history of the original Croatian VHS-2, did a video on that last month, so you might check that out as well. Greatly appreciate it. This is Misha, and we will catch you very soon next time.